When I think of big men, I think of dominance. A leader and someone who is a force for their team. Over the years, we've seen greatness, but it's very rare to see the greatness from the center position. Many people don't want to believe it, but there's a new sheriff in town. And Monday night, he solidified himself as a top 5 big man of all time. And that man is NIKOLA Jokic. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is everyone's average list of the top 5 best centers of all time. First, we got Kareem. Second, we got Shaq. Third, we got Bill Russell. Fourth, we got Wilt Chamberlain. And 5, we have Hakeem Olajuwon. Not a bad list at all, but let's get deep into this. Now, the greatest of all time, what's that definition? Are we talking about accomplishments or are we talking about skill? Or are we talking about a combination of both? Because if we're solely talking about accomplishments, yes, every single one of those players are more accomplished than NIKOLA Jokic. They have more MVPs together, championships, all NBAs, defensive player of the years, name it. More accomplishments, yes, they have it. But if we're talking about skill, just purely skill, NIKOLA Jokic is the most skilled big man in the history of this game. And it's not even close. Not even close. Closest to Jokic is Hakeem, and Hakeem can only do so much. Yes, his footwork was amazing. He had great touch, great little fadeaway, good basketball IQ, smart player, all that. But nobody's touching Jokic. Jokic is on a different playing field when it comes to pure skill. Also, when I think of the greatest of all time, I think of efficiency and who you played against. I don't care what nobody says. Who you played against or who your era was is very important talk when it comes to the GOAT conversation or who's the top 5 or 10, etc. Because competition matters. Who you played against tells a lot about you as a basketball player and what you had to endure and get through. Now, with the 5 players on this list, I can safely say that 3 of these players really played against really good competition. And that's Kareem, Shaq, and Hakeem. And they shined in those eras. Now, when it comes to Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, I'm not saying those guys didn't play great guys, but it seemed like the only times they really had big games or had to go against a rough opponent was when they had to play themselves. Yes, I can compare eras because it really shows who was really good and who really wasn't, who was really skilled and who really wasn't. So outside of who you played against, another reason is his efficiency rating. NIKOLA Jokic is the 2nd best in player efficiency rating in the NBA of all time. All time, right behind Michael Jordan. You also got Shaq at 5 and Wilt at 7, but him in his 8th season winning a championship and being the number 2 ranked player efficiency rating of all time, and you win a championship and 2 back-to-back MVPs, like what else do you want? Also look into the consideration of how dominant would the Nuggets be without Jokic? I mean, look at the bigs back in the day on this top 5 list and tell me the teammates that they had. Bill Russell had Bob Cousy, Sam Jones. Shaq had a young Kobe, a good role-playing Lakers team. Wilt Chamberlain had Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and only managed to win 2 championships. And let's be real, Hakeem only won his finals because Jordan wasn't there. We all know that. Because if Jordan played in that series, boy, them boys would have got whooped. So let's just talk outside of team talks, like team success and whatnot as well. I don't measure team accomplishments as making you the greatest of all time. Yes, winning and team accomplishments are great things, and yes, it helps your career succeed, but at the end of the day, it comes from efficiency and production. People say, oh, he's not dominant, he wasn't a dominant center. For instance, the 1999-2000 playoff series, everyone's saying the most dominant player ever in the playoffs was Shaquille O'Neal. He averaged 30, 15, and 3. Pretty dominant, pretty solid. I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like it's a real dominant performance for a playoff series. But if you look over here, it says NIKOLA Jokic, 30, 13, and 10. 10! Like, bro, if that's not dominant, I don't know what else to tell you. The fact that he's shooting 47% from the 3 and 80% from the free throw line, it just shows you how much he can do on the offensive end and how dominant he was this whole series. Like, nobody can stop him. I mean, this man does this every single night. The man has back-to-back MVPs, NBA championship, hands down the most skilled center we ever seen play. Top 5 center of all time, and there's no debate, no question. So everybody has to ask me, oh, so who are you gonna take off that 5? Then you gotta take off somebody if you wanna put him on that 5th spot. Well, it's simple. It's easy to me. Hakeem, you gotta go. Hakeem, you have to go. I'm sorry, big dog. No disrespect to Hakeem. Hakeem is the godfather of footwork, great post moves, all that good stuff. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time NBA champ. But you cannot sit here and tell me that we have not seen anything or anybody like NIKOLA Jokic. He's the most skilled big man, one of the most dominant big men the game has ever seen play. If I had a first-round draft pick and I had NIKOLA Jokic right here and Hakeem Olajuwon right here, and they told me I had to choose my guy for the franchise, I'm going NIKOLA. So the top 5 centers of all time as of right now: Kareem, Shaq, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and NIKOLA Jokic. I just think he proved himself Monday night. This whole series, playoff runs, last 4 years, back-to-back MVP. Should have won MVP this year, but obviously it didn't happen how it was supposed to happen. But that wasn't part of the script. The script was to win a championship, which he did, and it's only up from here. Let me know in the comments what you think, though. Is NIKOLA Jokic a top 5 big of all time? Am I tripping? I'm not tripping. Cold hard facts. Thanks for listening this time, Nation.